Now you can talk.
Grand Rising. We need our tarot. I'm sorry. Grand Rising, everyone. Hello, everybody. QT731. Give me your name, sugar. I can't see you from here. My glasses. If you're in the building, can you put something in live chat for me? Drop your names, please. Tasha's in. China. I think China said, oh, she just came. No, we never told. We don't sell pearls.
I got it.
So they want all stains. That's why I wanted you to label them. Hey, Shay, that's right. Okay.
They already labeled.
Welcome, Shay and Tasha. I think it's Tasha. Okay, so guys, we're here today to talk about our water meditation and for me to spend some time with you guys just to give us a weekend forecast of what Spirit is saying. Okay. I think you guys basically saw me post on Wednesday, maybe, where I did a water meditation. Source had me to do a water meditation to manifest some things that I had been trusting for the last past year or two on an everyday basis, but more so all of my life. So you know how you'll have something in the back of your head that you really want, but when you find your direction and your path, you know how to ask for it in directly. It was that kind of thing. And it really was more so about my income, so to speak. Okay. So I'm going to finish up my little, so I'm going to finish up. We're getting messages from clients as well, guys. So if you see me pause, it's basically I'm reading the screen. So I'm going to finish my little muffin up here, and I'm going to do our invocation. And when we talk about invocation, we're basically talking about us inviting Spirit into our group session. Okay. And so although spirits are everywhere, it's one thing to acknowledge, to know that they're there, and another to acknowledge and invite them in. Can you guys hear me? If you can I see you guys put maybe a thumbs up? Because I see where it says no audio. Okay. Okay, so Marsha's in. Hey, Marsha, my niece. Okay. I don't know what the weather's like where you guys are, but it's a bit gloomy. When I say gloomy, I mean basically cloudy outside. But our heart chakra is very bright, shining very clear. And we're wanting to be here with you guys today, okay? What's your weather like? If you're not in Atlanta, if you're not in the ATL, what's the weather like where you are? Right, Shay.
Marsha said Clearwater is beautiful today.
Wow. Enjoy. So let us do our invocation. So we invite today source energy that's moving through all of us. That's moving through all of us. We thank our ancestors from the north, south, east, and west. We honor you. Maternal and paternal, as far back as the beginning of time. We honor you. We're here as ambassadors, representatives, and also forerunners, okay, for generations to come. And we say thank you for your service and all that you've done in this dimension when you were here, and all that you're helping us with in fourth and fifth dimension. We say thank you to the archangels, those that descended into this 3D dimension with us. We honor you. We assign you today to go out and before us, to guide our steps, to open doors, to close doors, which will cause balance in our life, to allow us to meet new people and to cut some relationships off, right? We say thank you to our spirit animals, our power animals that protect us when we're in those underworld moments, places where we lost pieces of our soul to other people. We say thank you for your protection. That whatever the situation was, may have been, it did not devour us, nor did it take us out. We say thank you to our spirit guides on a daily basis for guiding us when we're in an unconscious state, right? Sleeping, and our subconscious has gone off with our spirit guides. We say thank you for protecting us in that dimension. We'd like to thank our cosmic elders that's warring and fighting fights we have no knowledge about in a whole other dimension and on a cosmic level, galactic level. And we'd also like to thank the ascended masters and master teachers, those that decided when they volunteered that they would do what they had to do so they wouldn't have to come back into this dimension. In other words, those that mastered themselves and left amazing teachings for us. Whoever that ascended master is to you, just begin to show gratitude in your heart, the center of your heart. And without us prolonging things, we'll just move right into our session. So basically, we want to talk about the water meditation today. I want you guys to do it. How many of you have already done it? So excuse me, 1 second.
1 second, stand by. Okay.
I know it was something I was forgetting.
Oh, thanks.
All right. And the importance of water. So let's talk about it. So last week I was, let's go back a year ago. I was actually in meditation. I was sleeping. I think I was sleeping. Yeah, I was asleep. And I had this dream. I don't know if you guys have had dreams like this before, but all through the dream, I was hearing Source say to me, molecular structure of water. Okay. And those words would just come back to back. And in my sleep, I'm thinking, I need to get up and write this down, but I was so sleepy that I did not. So it was just molecular structure of water, molecular structure of water. And I'm like, I am not a scientist. What does this mean? So I immediately began to study the water element, and I typed in molecular structure. Okay, so it pulled up a lot of science, things I of course, didn't have any knowledge of. So I just basically went back to studying the water element and how important it is to us. And so one of the things that came to mind at that time was how the effects of water have on our everything, on our mental, our health, day-to-day life, keeping us alive. And I immediately thought about this. I said, when you upon your rising, you get up and you go to the bathroom, first thing you may do is, shower or wash your face, brush your teeth. And all of this is done with what? The water element. So immediately after you've done that in your mind, you're clean now. So the cleansing effects that water had on us was simply amazing to me. Just amazing. So I was like, wow, out of all the elements, all of them are very powerful, and we could not be alive without one. So if we didn't have one of the elements, we wouldn't be here. That's just, that's who we are, So then I kind of went on and I studied, but I didn't do anything else with it. So last week I'm asleep and immediately I'm dreaming about water, and I hear Source saying, begin to meditate with water. And I'm thinking, meditate with water? That seems interesting, because I have a water sound machine, and it's very calming. And sometimes you want it to rain and thunder and the lightning to come. It has all those effects, and it really puts you in a calm place. So I didn't think anything about it. I just immediately did what Source told me to do. And I had my earbuds in, because not wanting to because when you're sleeping, your subconscious goes away with your spirit guide, but your conscious mind, no, your conscious mind, I'm sorry, goes with your spirit guide, and your subconscious is left behind to receive any information that's on your television, playing from your radio. It's downloading all of this. So I thought, well, let me just put my earbuds in and sleep through the night with my water. And I did. Powerful enough, Source gave me the meditation. I need you to go get 3 gallons of water, is what Source told me. And when I refer to Source, I'm talking about myself, my higher self, because I am Source. I am God, right? And so, okay. So Source sent that message through me, to me. And so I got up, I went and got 3 gallons of water. Source told me to mark each water. You got the pen, to mark on the bottle, today's date if you'd like, or whatever it was, and mark lines and times that you'll partake of this water. And back to my heart's desire was that I was looking for Source to do some very big things concerning the business. Okay. And the vision that I have, it's so much that I want to do in my heart. I know, like all of you, but you're saying, okay, Source, my heart's willing. I've educated myself and I've meditated. I've had the feelings like I already have it. Then where is it? And that's kind of like where I left it. So I said to myself, I got to find it. So I'm not knocking on doors. I'm kicking doors down. So immediately I told Courtney, I said, let's go get our waters. And I explained to her what Source told me to do. Get 3 gallons of water, drink 1 gallon of water a day. Set your times on there. And I said, well, Source, what time is it that you want me to take of the water? Because I know upon rising, you should lubricate your organs if you expect them to do anything for you. Because, through the resting process, at night, your organs tend to, dry out, especially if you're a person that's eating a lot of salt, sugar. You may retain a lot of water. Sugar may absorb. You get where I'm going. So sure enough, we went and got our water. Oh, get that paint thing, Courtney. Yeah. So we went and got a lot, 3 gallons of water. And I'm going to show you as soon as Courtney gets back with our pen. Okay, that's fine. Okay. And Source told me to mark each bottle, but on there, the times. So Courtney put on hers, her affirmation, things that she was looking for Source to do for her. Now, mind you, I didn't do that. I just put the 2 o'clock hour, which Source told me the number 2 represents life and balance and duality. So I needed the divine masculine and divine feminine energies to assist me in this manifesting, in this petition. I needed the divine masculine and divine feminine energies, which would bring balance to assist me, along with my archangels, of course, the element of water, the elements of life in general. And I had to do some research. So I'm saying, Source, I honor my archangels, but which one would be guarding over the element of water? Source told me Archangel Gabriel. So we began to do some studying, and Source revealed a lot of things about Archangel Gabriel from the West, was left to take charge over the water element on Earth. That was that archangel's duties. So I began to call Archangel Gabriel and to speak into my water by simply taking the tops off of the water and just speak my affirmation. Tell this water, I expected it to cleanse me. I wanted and needed it to work through me and in me to bring forth financial gain, substance, abundance, so that we can go out to take healing into the world. Not just to be in one location, which is fine. We're grateful, but we need to stretch our legs out because Source is calling us in other states, countries, and we know we can't save the world, but we are assigned to certain areas. You'll feel this. This will be your calling. It's not just your desire, it is your calling. And so we put our times. This doesn't show at all. I'm gonna need the camera closer. Okay. So Source told me the 2 a.m. or p.m. hour. Let me see if you guys could see.
It's a computer camera. On our phones, it was so.
Okay, I'll let her take a picture and post it. Or do you have your picture you can send to him?
Yeah.
Okay, Courtney's gonna send it to you. She's gonna send you the pictures after we got our bottles and we began to manifest, affirm what we wanted. And I started at 2 p.m. And I think you guys, the ones that looked at the video, may have seen Courtney and I honor and invite the the light team to come in and assist us in our meditation, speaking directly to the water element through Archangel and with Archangel Gabriel, which holds a crystal flame. So whenever crystallized flame, whenever Archangel Gabriel come to assist you with water, he's bringing in your dreams or in your visions, you'll see a crystallized flame of fire. It was so pretty much look like that. And when you're dealing with the water element and you're speaking over it, you're crystallizing. Your water has a crystallized effect because water responds to vibrations, is what I'm saying. Okay. And I don't know if you guys remember back a while ago, there was a YouTube video where a lady was speaking positive things in one glass of water and negative things in another. And they also did this exercise with rice, and you could really see in a week's time how each looked different from another, right? So understanding the power and the influence that water has on our lives, I immediately honored and acknowledged the water element in assisting me with this deal. But Source did tell me this: if you do the water meditation, I'm going to show and prove to you some things. I really didn't have any idea if my request would be expediently handled, but I knew something great was coming. Come on, Courtney. And sure enough, the first day we did it, and I'm going to tell you guys something, I immediately dropped weight. And I don't think we went to the gym that day because it was like so much water being pulled from us. So the first day, I decided to go to my mailbox just to check the mail because that's something we don't do every day. But when I got there on one of my credit cards, they had gave me a increase in limit. Okay. And I'm like, whoa, cool. All right. Trying to keep that balance, because if you get too excited about it, you already know something kind of tilts over. That's the thing. We can be excited, but maintain balance and try not to get braggadocious, because something always happens when you're that type of person that's really proud and, you're having ego trips or whatever the case may be. But yeah, so that was the first day, and I was really grateful and thankful because I did not expect it, and not that much. So the next day, Courtney and I, something came up and we were not able to really get on it at the same time. So what we got to understand about timing is that it's not real. And I had to say to myself, you know what? Things happen the way they should. So I did not want to judge myself. I did not want to place resistance in my vortex. So I immediately just grabbed my water and I just started drinking it. And I just spoke over the water. Meditate, because a lot of people want to leave that out, but you cannot do it, because this is the moment where you're face to face with the spirit, with yourself. This is when you're meditating, you're face to face with yourself. You're facing your inner secrets. You're facing everything outside of you. And it's like you're centering yourself. You're at the center of all of this. And when you're meditating, it's your chance to win in spirit. Because if you're not, then it's so much distractions, not just from yourself, but people around you, their energy. They're not meaning to, but because we all have wheels spinning in us, which are our chakras, spinning on a daily basis, is either spinning in energy or it's spinning out energy. And when you realize that, you become energy conscious, how you're either hurting the world or you're protecting the world. So you'll take responsibility for your actions on a daily basis and how you respond to the contrast, meaning what it's normally not, what it's on a normal basis, not, it's normal. This is what you expect, but then the contrast is what you least expect or what you don't want. That's your contrast. So we begin to speak to the water and go in meditation and do our meditation to water, meditating to water, bamboo. Mm-hmm. The bamboo, yes, we'll post the link. Did we post the meditation link for them?
The YouTube video?
The water?
Yes, it's on YouTube.
Okay, but we'll give it to them and
okay.
So that they could just click on it and go. So the meditation link is what we meditated to. So we set our timers because, again, the number 2 represents life. All right. So we were created in darkness and void. But once we begin to speak life and find ourselves, we brought the light into existence. All right. So you can't live without darkness nor light. Can't have one without the other. That's called duality. Okay. So the meditation we did for 20 minutes at the 2 p.m. hour, starting at 2 p.m. Now, some of you may have questions. Well, do I drink water before? Absolutely. Drink your water. Speak over your water anytime you're drinking. Anytime I'm doing either or, I'm going to thank the water element or source for giving me whatever it is. And I ask that I raise the vibrations on whatever I'm putting in my mouth. We should do that on a daily basis. But if you're going to drink a little water, it's okay. Just go ahead and speak over the water. But you're really getting to the nitty gritty around 2 p.m. when you go and you start your gallon of water. Now, some of you may not want to do it. Some of you may want to start at 11. That's still 2, the number 2. Okay, so you can start at the 11 o'clock hour. And some of you may want to be done drinking by 6 or 7. Because if not, you'll be up all night using the restroom. Whatever the case may be, it's a sacrifice and one that you will not regret. So the second day, it really went well. Things were kind of coming into alignment. I began to see some things happening. I began to be a little bit more creative. You guys may have saw that I was doing a lot of posting, and it was like my cup was running over as far as speaking spiritual things. Okay, whatever source gave me, after I analyze it, I put it on my page. Okay, so the third day, I was meaning to go in and to do some things for finances for the business, my business, but I didn't get a chance to. So the third day, again, water. At this point, I had given Courtney one of my waters because when I initially started, I only bought the gallons of water for myself. And we had talked about it. She didn't get hers. So I didn't have another gallon. I drank the first 2 days. I had one. Courtney had the other. So the next day I was like, all right, I'll just start doing water bottles like this. I'll just start doing regular 16-ounce water bottles. And I would take the cap off again. And I would just say to the water element, thank you for assisting me today. I honor you. I simply know that without you, there would not be life. Life started in water, and I'm appreciative of that, of you. And I'm grateful to Source Energy. I'm grateful to Mother Earth, which is one, for giving me an abundance of this. Okay. Although we have to pay for water, it's okay. We're not supposed to. We understand that. And I tell the water, thank you so much for protecting me, for cleansing me, for nourishing me, for giving me creativity, for helping me remember who I am, for giving me life, eternal life. Even after I've left this dimension, I'm still water, because water is still energy. Water vibrates. And I just go on very intense with my affirmations and my petition and my meditation as I'm speaking to water. And I'm not speaking anything I don't want. I'm speaking what I want. Thank you for giving me courage. You don't say, thank you for causing me not to be fearful. That's not what you want to say, because the universe, that's not something the universe is going to process for you. I said, thank you for courage. Thank you for allowing me to be courageous. And as you begin to speak these things, your inner heart center began to feel this. And that's what the universe responds to, because now you're putting out a vibration. Although your words have vibrations, but you're adding momentum to whatever it is that you've spoken. So if I'm now just getting in it, because at first it kind of sounds, crazy. But the more you say it and you begin to develop an intimate relationship with the water, then you begin to want it more. Some people don't like water. You know why? Because you're not truly connected to yourself, first off. You're truly not connected to source energy. Because if you are, you're connected to the elements. Because I remember, and everybody that really know me knows, I didn't like to step in grass. I would walk a mile around grass where a person would take a shortcut. I'll walk all around the subdivision just to avoid stepping in grass, because I just didn't like it. Because I've developed such a relationship with myself, with Mother Nature, intimately. That when you talk about intimacy, that means you got to spend time with the energy. Okay, so as you begin to get out there and you begin to do rituals and you begin to plant things in earth and you begin to work with the soil, you can't help but to walk out there. Mm-hmm. So this thing that I don't like water, you won't have that problem anymore, because now you're connected. This is the connection, not just saying, oh, I'm connected, send it to source, and I am. No. It's when you're saying to water, it's when you're talking to fire, it's when you're burning the candles, it's when you're staring at that candle flame and telling that fire, listen, I need you to transmute and transform this client situation, turn their situation around, burn this situation to the core, so that when it comes out, this situation will be purified and pleasing to everybody involved. You see?
Yep, that's right.
And when I tell you, as I begin to speak to the water tastes differently. I was speaking like this, but the water was jumping in my mouth. It was like I was telling her, it's like it's making me drink it. I was talking to it like this, and I wasn't squeezing it, but it was just bubbling.
It got excited.
Yes, that vibration was something serious. And then all while I'm in meditation, all I hear is water just pouring down. And if you didn't know that you were in meditation, you'll think that you would be under what you call those falls?
Oh, yeah, the waterfalls?
Waterfalls.
Oh, yeah.
And all while I'm in meditation, I'm visualizing me being cleansed from my crown all the way down to my body. There's an overflow of divine water and light from this water, crystallizing and cleansing my aura, ripping away, tearing away the surface of judgment to myself and towards others. Hate. Because we could say something like, you know what? Oh, I can't stand these circles on my eyes. That's self-hate. It's one thing to say these circles, I'm going to get some rose oil or something to help the circles on my eyes. And just kind of rub your skin and tell your skin, I love you and I really appreciate you. And even your breasts, I mean, every part of you, as often as you can, love, hug, just let yourself know you really appreciate yourself. And self-hate is not the fact that we put on wigs. I want everybody to get that out of your mind, because this is something we've always done in ancient times. Exactly. Even in ancient Egypt, when the men had, because the women were pharaohs in that time, they taught, they were supreme gods, they taught the men in their lives. And after the men began to develop a higher understanding, guess what they gave them? A headpiece. Because we were talking about channeling divine feminine, that too. But I studied that they would give them those wigs to put on.
Yep.
Because it's like they mastered a level of knowledge, like a high priestess or a supreme level, a creator's level. So keep that in mind. We just got to understand. So it's like the water is purifying us from the outside in, washing us and cleansing us. What do you think the representation behind baptism is all about? What did they tell you? They knew that in order to be clean, they didn't throw you in fire, did they? They don't throw us in fire. What they put us in? Water. Listen, water cleanses, fire purifies. Mm-hmm. Okay. It's a big difference there. And earth, this is me hearing in the spirit, stabilizes. What's the other one? Air.
Ooh, what that mean?
Intellect. Crystallize. Crystallize and also neutralize. Because if a person's mind is going so much, yeah. So that water, so I in meditation, I could just see that water doing all of that for me, cleansing, just purifying things that I've been meditating on, things that I had problems processing. And it's okay to admit that you have problems processing some things. Being awakened, guys, is not about, oh, it's a Sunday, every day is a Sunday and I'm happy, I'm awakened. No, shit get real. You begin to feel energy. You begin to see people for what they are. You begin to know that people, you see it all. And if you're not careful, you'll become very judgmental. But this is the part of balance. You got to understand, people come from all walks of life. And not everybody came from where you came from. And they're not going to see it the way you see it. It's okay to step back. It's okay to say, whoa, you know what? I don't understand that. I don't understand them. And I'm just going to, pull myself away. But in pulling yourself away, don't be negative Nancy. Don't be messy Marilyn. And run your mouth and start trying to do stuff by your ego. Because when you do that, you're not pleasing to source. And source is not the author of confusion. That's your shit. So it's very important that when we're isolating ourselves, taking vows of silence, meditating, it's okay to let people know I'm aggravated with you and I'm pulling away. But when you do, get in and do the work. Because those are shadow, those are things, it's something about that person that's agitating you. So it doesn't mean that it's just them, it's you too. And you got to find out, what is it about them that turns the heat up? What is it about me that I'm entertaining this or I'm feeling this way for it? Okay. So when you do that, source will show you. So this is what the water element does. It does all of these things. So the third day, we just winged it. We were just drinking water bottles, speaking over it, meditated. Yesterday, we got in here. You talking about that cleansing energy? Courtney and I went through the house. We cleansed. We used the element of air and her in its majestic way to just take away all the negativity and just move those fear, anxiety, those things, because it was heightened anxiety. I had a situation in my family where one of my children had an issue going on, and that was throwing me off. And I was just like, you know what? I can't succumb to this. And the element of water had us in here, and it was absolutely amazing. The energy was so high in here. Then Source sent me one of my beloved, beautiful Patreon members, and she just said, I need you. And we just had a time. And I shared with her. I took the time to share with her what I share with you. And I'm going to tell you, let me go back to that third day because I get so excited about it. So that third day, something just told me to go ahead and to just go for the business. Just go for the business. And I did. And when I tell you, Source showed out. Source showed out. Nobody can take the credit for this, not even myself. This is a Source moment. I spoke 4 or 5 things into the atmosphere, and I meant them from my heart. It wasn't about me having any resentment toward anybody. It wasn't about me. I let myself go. I was in my own way. I let myself go. I just said, you know what? This is it. Source, this is what I need. And I said it, and Source felt it. Because when I needed it, Source needed it too. And that night, the floodgates opened, literally.
It was crazy.
Literally.
That's crazy.
I'm not going to speak it out into the universe because not everybody that's here would be for me. But I'm okay with that. But I can tell you what, when it's time to show, the world will see. That's all. I can't put a lid on it because it's just that beautiful.
It is so many doors.
So
Just
many
by
doors.
using water.
Okay. Now, so that's the other thing. I don't want you guys to take it lightly. I have a brother that I'm very close to who has a huge platform out in social media. I shared with him the water element, and I told him, I said, jump on it right now. I'm telling you, the third day, the floodgates are going to open. You just do it. And I'm going to tell y'all something, this $3.99, if you are measuring up this $3.99, which is $48 a year to make or break you, then this platform is not for you.
Exit.
I love you. Take the door to the right or to the left. If it's but one person on here, I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. Because what I do know that there are a lot of people out here running around because their minds are not good. And they're running around to get information. They're running around trying to see. They're running around trying to, how my life can get like that. Come to this platform expecting for yourself, not for what nobody else is doing. And I'm not the end all be all. It ends and starts with you. Even though you're seeing what I'm seeing, one thing you guys are going to learn about me as a spiritual practitioner, I'm going to send your ass after I do your reading, after I do your work, I'm going to send your ass right back to yourself. All practitioners doesn't do that because they want you to come in and out of their platform to depend on them readings. Mm-hmm. And I'm going to tell you something about it. A lot of people are stuck on that. Oh, let me see how I got to make my decision. Let me run over and get this. And don't meditate. Don't hear nothing. You're going to get enough. Because the person that's reading them things, they're giving probably this sign, and that sign, all the same information. And I'm going to tell you something. If I look at a reader, and first of all, I'm going to know. If I look at a reader and that reader is telling me something different from what Source has already told me, do you think I'm going to take somebody's word over my own? That's why you got to know who you are. I'm going to be like, hell no. You got that right, but that shit right there don't resonate with me. Yep. And it's the same way as if you were in church. The pastor would be doing good, and then he'll say something that throw you off on left field. You'd be like, damn, where that came from? Now I'm gonna eat the meat, but I'm gonna spit out that damn bone because that ain't for me. So don't get lost in the sauce. This is what the elements do. They keep you abreast of your spiritual walk, not mine. Because again, you can come to me for spiritual enlightenment, but I'm going to send you right back to meditate. I'm going to send you right back to affirm. I'm going to send you right back. I had a lady to come in today, tell me after you get somebody money, you just done with them. And you know what I told her? Excuse me. And I let her think about what she said and come back with it again. First of all, you're not meditating. And I am done, because when the work is done, after I've been a conduit for you, and the work is done, there's nothing left for me to do. What you think I'm gonna be saying stuff over and over all day and every day? No, that's your bag. You do the work. So if you say that I take the money and I do the work and I'm done with you, you're absolutely right, because you need to pick up the ball and you need to run with it yourself.
Period.
So I don't care nothing about what people say. That's social media. Go ahead, knock yourself out, because you put your mouth on me, I promise you're gonna have two heads. And when I say two heads, I mean you're going to suffer with inner conflict, which is a reprobated mind. Okay. Does anybody have any questions about this wonderful, beautiful meditation, this water meditation? Trust me, nobody out there is doing this meditation. I looked all over YouTube. I could not find it. It's straight from Source. Source gave that to me.
They can do 2-cup method, but I haven't seen.
That's another thing. Source told me, Source said it is more powerful than the 2-cup method.
Yeah.
And we did the 2-cup method and we manifested a trip. When we started that 2-cup method, not only that, but a house and everything.
Yep.
It's things that were calling for us, and we were not willing to go in to get them because really, literally fearful. But I'm going to tell you something. Go ahead, Courtney, what you was getting ready to say, because I see you pondering.
Oh, I was going to say that we do so much like different types of spiritual work that just doing one thing isn't enough. Like candle magic is good, it's awesome, but you got to do more. So we do the water meditation, we do the candle magic, we cleanse, we meditate. So we like stretching out our vortex, opening it up. So that's why things come up
like
just
water,
like that,
like water. Source told me. Source said there will not be boundaries for you, because let me tell you something. If Source didn't create this universe the way it is, if the energy didn't find its way to set boundaries for water, water would flood us out of here, because that's how powerful it is. And if people didn't have the ability to quench the fire, it would take this whole universe out. But I'm telling you what I know. Source told me there is no end to the work that you will do, because you are energy. Energy never dies. It transforms. So I am here happily to say that whoever does this meditation, I don't have to sit here and put on for nobody, because it doesn't profit me anything. But the person that does this meditation from their heart, because it's some things that you've been wanting. It's some things that you've been wanting, even if it's your health, your healing. If it's your mind, if you are sick in your mental, you're gonna heal. If your finances are not doing so well, you're going to heal. If you're troubled from your past, you're going to heal. Even if you don't see it in the beginning, because I'm going to tell you, this water is going to quench your appetite. You thinking about, what I'm going to eat with it. You really ain't going to be thinking about food, because this water is going to overtake.
Oh,
go ahead.
Asking about Marla beads.
Oh, okay. This water is going to overtake you. And I'm going to tell you something else too, because we were really wanting to give the message to you guys the last 2 days, but I'm understanding something. Source is doing things in this time.
That makes sense.
What?
Because we couldn't give it 2 days because the people that were on here, it wasn't for them. Yep.
Could very well be that. Source has it for who Source has it for. Like she's saying, many will see, but who will really do it? And I'm going to tell you something. People looking at the messengers, don't look at me. You got to dissect the words. That's what you got to dissect, because one thing I know is I'm spirit more. I'm spirit more than I am a human. I'm having a human experience, but I'm a spirit. Yeah, you see me with the mortal body. There's no denying that. But at the end of the day, this temple can only last but for so long. Do you understand? Because we're not meant to be here forever. So the temple has to decline. See, nature is perfect. But I tell you one thing, I have to get to know my source. I have to get to know source. I have to get to know spirit, because when this mortal body declines and it gives up, guess what? I'm still spirit. And I got to know and remember who I was connected to, or what energy or what element I am connected to bring forth manifestations into this earthly realm to help people like yourself. So I don't, I'm very, very shy person. If anybody know me, I don't really like cameras, talking and going on like that. It has to be source that unctions me to come out and to speak to you guys. So even if I did but one message a month, that message is source energy. And I would take that. See, people want all this information, but they ain't doing nothing with the first piece. You want all the information, but source is saying, I'm not going to do anything for you because you ain't even doing nothing with what you already got. What do I look like? Continue to give you. So what? You can end up self-sabotaging. So it's time for us to be grateful in small things. That's right. And source will open those doors to so much more, because many of you that are watching me, you too have platforms. You got platforms of your own. And the way you honor another will determine how others honor you. Now remember that. The way you honor another will determine how others honor you. That's very profound. Does anybody have any questions about the water meditation? And then we're going to do a reading. How others honor you.
You or just honor?
Yeah.
Okay. The way you honor.
Yeah, you got to do a comma. Okay. Any questions? Any questions about the water meditation? And who's going to join into the water meditation? Who's going to do it?
Type yes if you are.
And there's another person that I've been listening to, very powerful individual, amazing. I'm going to send you guys a meditation link so you could do that. But I want you to do just a little alone. We're going to walk it really slow. Do the water meditation this week. Shay says she's on it.
All right, girl.
I love it, sweetheart. Make sure you go get your water bottles, drink that whole gallon. It may be a little rough, but honey, do it. When I tell you, you're going to feel so much better. You're going to feel so much better. And put that, can you put that picture like that on my Facebook?
Mm-hmm. That's what I'm doing it for. I had
woo, 2 of them. Wow. And see, I love it. I love it. Again, the moon and water working together. You see that? So how does the water move by the vibration and phases of the moon? You know what? The gravity in
Yes.
it,
That is gravity.
the
Because the
pool.
pool, the
Mm-hmm.
waves, the
Woo.
color,
Yes.
everything.
And the strength card. We need somebody to find the courage to get over whatever it is you're going through. Get over it. Okay, you'll be okay. I promise. It's almost like a child. We have to listen, people, we got to get beyond this childish state. Everybody's gone and is going through something. And I understand the triggers and these people are trying to make us, what do you call it? Dependent on this new thing now where people are getting triggered and
everything.
People come
on. Sensitive, so sensitive.
Yes, listen, stop it, honey. You got a God in you, the power of source energy moving through you. When did you become helpless? Come on. You can activate this superhero power. And you tell me what superhero you know that's sitting somewhere in a corner talking about they were triggered.
I got them.
And yes, mental health is that's real. Mental illness is real. We know that.
Marsha said, "Man, I wish I could stay on with you guys, but have to take my car to get service. I was supposed to be going, but I just have to keep listening. I hear you. Amen. This water meditation sounds just right for me since I am a water sign, Pisces."
Ooh, yes. Tell her to go get the car service. She'll be able to listen all over again tonight. I suggest she look at it a couple of times just to get a good understanding as to what source is saying. I'm waiting for ancestors to give me a card, guys. That's all I'm doing. I'm just shuffling. Okay. A card or two. Okay. Let me drink some of the H2O. And that's the other thing, the element of water. When you're drinking the water, while it's going down in your throat, consider life and begin to be grateful and gratitude for it. Okay? I got that. All right, so let's talk about it. The first two cards are the Strength and the Moon cards, and those are very beautiful. And I'm not doing a past, present, or future. I'm just pulling cards, talking to people. You know who you are. The person with the the major arcana, the Strength card. Let's see what source is saying. Where's the Moon as well? But some of you, when I think of this Strength card, it's somebody dealing with some emotions. Your emotions, you're having trouble mastering the emotions. And that's kind of like what we were just talking about. It's kind of like, you're going through this phase of people upsetting you, hurting you, being disappointed, being betrayed, and you're just all over the place. Your feelings are all over the place. And you have thoughts of, what am I going to do? What's going on? How can I do this? What I need to do? Do I need to cut this out? Do I need to do this? This is the card for you. But because I respect Kim Kranz, I want to read to you exactly what she has to say about the Strength card. So it's common to think of this card as the roaring, devouring side of the lion. And when you look at it, you see everything opposite of that. It says the Strength card suggests is a much deeper force than found within. The lion represents our most patient, composed self. He's a master of focus, compassion, and self-control. When this card comes up, you're in need of harnessing this power for yourself. All the courage you need can be found in the muscle known as the heart. And when you're doing this meditation, because your emotions are everywhere, your thoughts are everywhere, you're needing to gain focus. Where are you going to go? To the center of your heart, which is the middle place, okay? The mid place of your higher chakras, which is your higher self, and your lower chakras, your lower self. You're needing balance. How do you get it? You got to muscle up strength in the heart through focus and meditation to come out. And it's basically just mastering self. Okay. Now let's talk about this moon card. And all of them are absolutely beautiful. But with the moon, it's talking about fears. Somebody, there's a fear of some sorts. And I talked about that yesterday, about having anxiety and fear. And some of you may even be dreaming. Is there anyone that's having vivid dreams? And because these dreams are coming so rapidly, or they're so vivid, it's kind of bringing anxiety to you. But as a consolation, do not be afraid, because this is your intuitive self. Okay, so let's talk about it. It says, in many ways, the moon card encompasses the idea of the wild unknown. It is the shadow realm. Okay, that dark place, right? The place where dreams, fears, and mysteries are born. Much darkness can linger here. And if you aren't careful, this can lead to periods of anxiety and self-doubt, almost as though you've lost your way in a house of mirrors. Everywhere you turn, there's nothing there but you, right? Many great artists have roamed this inner landscape. It's where imagination and creativity drift freely upon the midair. But in this, to me, whenever, and outside of what the author is saying here, when I see this picture, it's a time to embrace where you are. Okay? And at a time to understand that you can't run from you. You can't run from you. You can't run from your dreams. All of this is a part of your reality. All of this is a part of reality, your reality. So what you need to do is hone in on and start creating in this moment. Instead of thinking, oh no, I lost my way. What's going on? I'm dreaming these dreams. Something's about to happen, and creating fear and anxiety. This is the time that you need to pull in and begin to study the phases of the moon so you can understand who you are, because a lot of your mental has a lot to do with the way the cosmos are set up. That's just an added addition. Everything was great, but the last 2 months. What's happening, Shay? Talk to us. What is this? The Six of Swords. And so the Six of Swords, if you guys have to leave, we understand. We will have this on recording. So when we talk about the Six of Swords, this card is a hope card for me. And it does represents travel. You see the rainbow there, and you see the swords kind of lying fixed. Mm-hmm. Okay. And it's raining. It looks like after a period of just a lot going on. Okay. So it says the Six of Swords is a card indicating a recovery from difficult times. Hope is on the horizon. As we talked about, a hope card, right? Things will get better. It's important to rest, revitalize, and surround yourself with joyful friends. Plan a trip, short or long. Even getting out of town for a weekend will further lift your spirits. So some of you just got to pull yourself out of the slump. But this card is saying hope is here. But you're going to have to probably put your feet on different soil. Sometimes you got to do a physical move. Okay. So she said, my job, my relationship over 20 years, my emotions are out of whack. Feels like I'm falling apart. Yeah. So it shows in that moon card. And the strength.
Yeah, that's the same.
You're needing to gain focus, sweetie. But hope. There's hope. But you got to go somewhere. Are you going out of town for Thanksgiving, Shane? And if not, you might need to just plan to go to the next city.
Just get a break.
Just do something. Just get away. Even if it's but for like 3 or 4 hours. Maybe to a park in another city or something. Maybe grounding. Just something. You gotta make effort, right? And lastly, the daughter of swords. And when we talk about swords, we're talking about intellect and conflict. So some things are going on in people's minds. Some are conflicted about one thing or another, right? Okay, she said maybe over the weekend. Very good. You're going to feel better. Okay. Mm-hmm. And then it's hope. It's saying that things are going to get better. So the daughter of swords says here, and this is when we talk about the daughter of swords, this is a person that's truly honest and she has insight. This person has, I did grounding and hugging trees and very good. That should have made you feel better. Yeah, the daughter of swords is very insightful. Okay. And it says here, the daughter of swords is a young woman whose honesty takes her far in life. People truly value her frankness. She learns from keen observation. It almost seems as though she never stops watching. So she's always looking, the aisle. Mm-hmm. Okay. And so it says, sometimes this becomes a burden for her as she can't help noticing this or that small detail that could have been done better. See, that right there in itself tells me that this person is doing more watching than they are meditating. And whenever you're in that watchful state and you're not in balance, you become judgmental. And you begin to start critiquing people. Nothing is ever good enough for you. Okay. So there's potential for her to hold on to those experiences and become spiteful and judgmental. There you go. So how does she just get spiteful? Because she's watching, trying to dig into what people are doing and why they did that and how they did that. If this is you, stop it, because you're doing too much. You have a gift to watch, but if you're not meditating and if you're not seeking inwardly a solution to help rather than judge, you're doing more harm than you are good, because being judgmental and spiteful clogs your reservoir, not the person you're critiquing. This is a whole different light on this card today. Let's deal with it, because not all the times are these cards coming to give you a good, sweet message. Yeah. Spirit is saying you're nosy. Now you're digging too deep. You got enough going on in your house. Mm-mm. You don't need to be trying to figure out what's going on and why they did this and how you gonna. That ain't none of your business. Work on you. If you see me shut down for a vow of silence or me say, hey, I gotta go and do this, guess what? Shay laughing.
Source told you.
Source told me this is about you, not them or their asses. This is you. Mm-hmm. So immediately I forget about the person and I go inwardly for me, not you. Mm-hmm. You can stay where you are. It's okay. But I know what I got to do to make sure my vortex is not blocked. Mm-hmm. To make sure I am free. My heart has no resentment, hate. But I know when it's time to rid people out of my life, it's either you're going to be a blessing, because I don't want to say bless, L-E-S, less. Either you're going to be a blessing or you're surely there to pull somebody down. It's just a matter of time. Right. A doggone detective.
Everybody got their own job.
I'm serious. Do you think?
Officer.
Yeah, that's right. Do you think I'm going to spend my day trying to decipher conversation and words that has nothing to do with me. People have their own inner demons and struggles.
You better say it.
They're conflicted with themselves. I don't need to be trying to figure that out.
This is so on point.
Yeah, it is.
Okay. So two of wands reversed. When I saw this card, I thought about somebody starting a project and giving up immediately because they felt that, they're not seeing the revenue, they're not seeing where this could, they're not seeing what they want back right now. And when you start projects or start businesses and things like that, it's never going to be instant gratification. You have to work up to that. But my author is Catherine Davidson with the Tarot Wisdom deck, and she says that it means be careful. Plans have not been thought through, and there may be miscommunication. An idea may end in anticlimax or disappointment. And I see that the person, whoever this is, or it could be anybody, it could be many people, multiple people, that the disappointment is coming from you putting too much pressure on yourself concerning the project or business you have started or are working on. And just because it's not happening fast doesn't mean it's not going to happen. Followed by another projects card, which is the 9, which is the 9 of wands. It talks about setback and resilience, test and resilience. This is upright. So it goes on to say a cherished goal that you have been working towards is now in sight. So this is just confirmation letting you know you've been working on this. Source, ancestors, universal energies, elements of life know you've been working on this hard and diligently, and they're letting you know, hey, it's going to happen. Just give it time. It says, but there's one final obstacle to be overcome. It says this card counsels that you must draw on your inner reserve. So meditation, like she just said, the card said the same exact thing. Go into meditation. You may need to take a vow of silence so you can understand what's going on inside with you, because everything that's inside of you reflects outside. It says store up your energy for a last push, and you're gonna need ancestors and source to help you push things through. It also says the right choices have been made, so that you haven't made any bad decisions. The right choices have been made, but now you must be persistent and trust yourself to prevail. Not trust Peter, not trust Paul, not trust Jessica or Lucy. You got to trust yourself and source. So guess what you're going to have to do? Take a big leap into the unknown, not knowing where you're going, not knowing where to start, but just getting started. You got to be brave, like the Fool. This card is geared towards Aries energy, so you may have to pull some of that fire out of you to do it. That's where the energy for our last push is coming from. So that's the major arcana. And this card, it says the figure who embodies both simplicity and special insight is common in myth and storytelling. And they give examples. But I'm going to go on, and it says the Fool of the Tarot can be an exciting card since it can represent the beginning of a stimulating venture or new spiritual journey. Okay, so it says the Fool tells us to listen to our hearts and follow our dreams, but it is not entirely a positive card. And the reason why they say that, and I don't feel the need to continue to go on with what she's saying, although I agree, but the reason why they say it's not like a positive card, and I don't like to use positive and negative, I like to say contrast now, because I'm learning that everything is not bad or good. It's no such thing as bad or good. It's only fear and love. So I'm learning that. So with the Fool card, this card is saying that the contrast would be you don't know where the finances would come from, would be an example. Why would you leave corporate America? Why would you leave the job that you have stability, constant check coming in, you work your hours, you know you're going to get paid? Why would you leave something like that to do your own business? And the reason why is because you are stepping into your path, your journey. But your conscious mind is the one that's going to try to hold you back. You got to program your subconscious so that Your subconscious and your conscious mind would be working for you, not you working for them. So that's what the reading consists of, and that's it.
And when you talked about not being a positive card, like you were saying, I agree with the fear and love part. That's what it is. But people got to start understanding when you do take those leaps and bounds, that dog is at the heel of that person. Pay attention to your surroundings. Pay attention to the warnings.
Yeah, don't mean to be ignorant.
Yeah, so when we talk about the fool, it's not being ignorant. But I'm going to tell you something. In order to journey through the major arcanas, you got to be a fool.
That's the first step.
That's the first step, because it's a reset. It's a zero.
Yep.
It's a new beginning. You got to play the fool to get to the high priestess, to get to the sun, to get to the moon. It's levels to this. You got to be tried in every area of your life. And I know a lot of you may have never looked at the tarot, especially the major arcanas, and saw such. But you got to play the fool at some point in your life. And if you don't do it for nothing else, because you played the fool in love.
Yep.
You played the fool for your children and relationships. So you played the fool to get out here and try something new. Why the hell when you play it in spirituality? But see, it's the opposing force that wants you to look at spirituality and be like,
Yep. Because you
and then look at everything under the microscope. Your ass wasn't doing that when you fell in love with that damn man, did you?
And you wasn't doing that in religion.
That's right. And your ass wasn't doing it when you was out here busting your ass, sleeping with this one, that one, the third one. Stop.
Cut it
out. Cut it out. And I don't do things for likes. Y'all should know that by now. I'm going to give it to you raw. I'm not doing anything for likes. So if you don't like me, exit out the left or the right side of the door. Because ain't nothing changing. And I am meaning business when I say that. Yeah, I got attitude about that. Yep. I sure do. Because, it's time for these grown ass individuals. You've been here in this earth dimension for whatever age you are. Me, 50 years. Now, why in the hell am I getting ready to start playing games with people and trying to figure out, oh, I don't want to say this because I don't want to hurt this one feeling. Oh, I don't want to say this because I don't want. No. Because you know what? Source ain't never played with me. Source ain't never gave it to me fake. Source gives it to me real every time. And I'm going to tell you something, and I love it and I appreciate it. And it made me where I am today. I'm going to tell you what I feel from my heart. And still love you at the end of the day. And still can sit down and have a cold glass of water with you and eat a good meal. Because I'm genuine and I'm real. Some of you want to be pat on the back. Oh, it's going to be okay. You done got triggered. Go in there and lay down and take 2 months hiatus. No. This is a big somebody. I don't know who you are, but you listening. If today or if it's a replay.
It was for
you need to get yourself together. Okay? And I love you. And guess what? If you don't hear from me, this message will always follow you because it's source. Source don't switch up. That's another thing. 1 minute.
That's what that
I heard. That's what
that project card came up for. That 2 of Wands, giving up, just like that. Just give up.
I heard. Remember, because it's the 2 represents this energy, that energy. Divine feminine, divine masculine. I heard so and so. Well, I'm just gonna quit. I'm gonna stop everything off. Good, because that's your vision. And I don't.
She ain't something lying.
Because you know what? Me being under the sun sign of an Aries, I'm very courageous. I'm very courageous, and I'm very creative, very passionate. That fire burns real deep. But then I also got my moon in Aquarius, which is a water sign, right?
Right.
So I understand the power of water and I understand how to pull myself in. That's why I'm very grounded and meditated. And then I got earth in my chart as well. So understanding I am earth, air, fire, and water, and I am everything and not separate from none. Because see, they pinpoint you being a part of those planets. But what they don't tell you is that you everything.
Yeah. So you can listen to
and everything is you.
Because you're going to be in there some kind of
and it depends on what day. I may be a doggone Gemini, and I do have Gemini as my ascendant sign. But what it's all about is you learning and remembering who you are to master and bring yourself in balance.
That's right. That's why when you said, when you go and listen to readers on YouTube, or when you just listen to readers in general, you got to have an open mind, because that message is just based off the sun sign. It's not about the moon,
No.
Saturn, the other planets that they have. It's just the sun sign. So a lot of that stuff is just based
And it
off
ain't for
you
every
being, it's not,
Aries and every
because everybody got
Gemini.
different personality
Yeah,
qualities,
and you're in a different time. Because say like I'm an Aries, but a person is doing a reading for Aries, or a person doing a reading for me, because I meditate and I am balanced. What she's saying may not be for me.
Yeah. That's why I don't personally.
So be careful. Be mindful, y'all. Please be careful. Spirit is really speaking about those readers and things of that nature. I always tell people, this is what the energy is saying now. Okay? But ultimately, you need to go within. Because I really try to tell people all the time, y'all like these readings. I don't too tough like to do them, because I feel like you can really get your messages when you meditate. And you can get I'll do it for you, but you can get your messages when you meditate.
That's right.
Spirit will never lead you wrong. And see, that's the other thing. Church, I guess because I have such a history in church, and I know you couldn't do nothing for the pastor. They wanted the prophet to speak and all that, and you couldn't go, and all I ever heard was people all my life, until I got in a place where I said, you know what, this religion is not working for me. And the church has rejected me. Now I don't have nobody but myself. Now what the hell am I going to do in this big old world with just me?
That's right.
And I found out, because I took 9 years. Listen to me, 9 years of studying in isolation. And when I say isolation, I had a 2-year-old car. My transmission went out of the blue, and I was carless. And that was that Volvo.
Yep.
And I didn't have no transportation for 2 years. I was stuck in my house. The only time I would get out is to go get groceries. My 2 young babies were very small then. So people look at me, they don't understand, but I am where I am today. Spirit trusts me. And if you don't respect and you don't trust me, you might as well unfriend me, block me, and let's just rid ourselves of one another, because I am sent in this dimension. I have the blessing of Mars, Saturn, Jupiter, all of them. The cosmic elders, the galactical team, the elements of life absolutely adores me.
That's right.
And Courtney, but when I tell you I got so much love.
We're very patient
and very thoughtful
of
spirit. Yeah, we're very respectful and respectful and patient and understanding. Yeah. And we acknowledge spirit.
And why no problem growing.
That's right.
Because that's how church taught you to stay stagnant.
Yeah. Does anybody have any questions about Courtney and my reading or anything in general? Because we're now at 1 hour and 32 minutes. And so we'll give you 5 minutes if you want to do questions. We'll answer questions for you.
Okay. Marsha said, I love you guys. We'll watch the rest when I get back. This was so informative, and people should really get on this powerful stuff. Yes. Infinite love and gratitude.
Tell her we love her too. Does anybody have any questions? We're going to get out in this weather because we have some business to go take care of. But y'all know that we truly honor you and we truly adore you. We love you. Mm-hmm. We love you so much. We love you. I'm working on some things, Courtney and I. I don't really know what source is going to have us to do, but I promise you we'll keep you informed.
I'm having a hard time getting out my emotions, however I'm going to put.
Shay, are you meditating, sweetie? Send her that. We're gonna go to our inbox on Facebook. We're gonna send you a meditation for you. And when we're doing work tonight, I need you to do it every day, baby, not off and on. Okay? Can you vow to at least do 10 minutes a day? Because yesterday, Source revealed to me that there are entities that are being sent through the portals to attack the mindset.
Is this Shay Coates or Shay?
Terrell.
Okay.
So Source revealed to me.
That'll help get emotion out.
Yeah, but that guy, Steve Norton, the one I had told you, give emotions. Hold on, baby. She sent Ho'oponopono, but we're gonna give you another one. Yeah, so this energy is trying to come through. Yes, it can be done anywhere. If you're sitting at the servicing center of an auto parts, or you're getting your car service, you could put your earbuds in and just meditate. Play soft music through your house. Do shamanic drum beats.
Emotional healing.
Mm-hmm. And Shay, you're welcome to come in my inbox if you need me, honey. Okay. Yeah. So, anyways, we're being attacked. It's something sent to bring fear. It's I'm telling you, it's an energy. I said it yesterday. Source gave it to me. It's an energy sent to attack some of us mentally. But because I'm not a slave to my mind, my thoughts, I can master it. You know, I can pretty much, when the thought comes, I just immediately take and say, no, it's this. And then when I get too troubled, I just simply go into meditation.
She said, thank you. Okay.
Okay. So for the others of you that will watch at a later date, if you have any questions or concerns, please come into my inbox and let me know what's on your heart and what you're feeling. Infinite gratitude and love to all of you that are present today. I send lots of love and light your way through the elements of life. Energy is omnipotent, omnipresent, meaning it knows all things and it's everywhere, and we respect it. We're thanking our light team, the galactical team, for coming through for us. Our archangels, our sweet, beautiful ancestors that have been sent to guard and protect us as well. And we're breaking curses as many generations back as we can possibly imagine moving forward. People are putting numbers on it. I don't like to put numbers. I want to say from the first part of mankind, you know. And I also heard somebody saying, you never know what your ancestors did. That's why you don't really want to call on all of them. That's why you're here, to help them, to help right their wrong. Hello. Let's stop being so deep. Sometimes you want to be ignorant, like saying you don't know what your ancestors did. You called upon them, they could have been mean and could have did something. Listen,
what is mean?
Yeah, we don't. I saw somebody's post yesterday. That's what made me think about it. And I didn't even respond to that because people just saying stuff to get likes and people jumping on that bandwagon. But no matter what my ancestors did, known and unknown, I am here to break the curse. Yeah. It'll take me. And sometimes I just do candles just for that reason. Any ancestors, maternal and paternal, that may have wronged or may have went against the universal laws, may have did things that was not pleasing to mankind, burn the candle, do the meditation, speak the affirmations to turn it around. That's why they're assisting you on that end, so that you could help them here. Yeah. Right? Get yourself together. Get your mind right. It's a lot of confusion going on as well. A lot of you are confused. And I'm telling you, if you don't take charge, you're going to find yourself in a very dark place. That moon card shows it. That moon card can be a blessing and a cursing. Yep. Because after a while, you're going to think you're losing it. And you're going to begin to be so hysterical. You're going to have so many anxiety attacks. You're going to end up getting back on your medication, or you're going to go see your doctor for a medication because you're self-sabotaging. And spirit ain't got nothing to do with that one, okay? All right? Okay, Shay, if you need me, let me know. Love, peace, and light. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for your funds every month. I truly, really appreciate it. Mwah.